This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there, and welcome to the 258th edition of Louis Black's Rantcast, entitled 4 Weeks. And by that I mean Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, Peter Hegseth, and Congress. Those are the 4 weeks this week. If I have to explain why they're weak, I'm not. I'm not going to do it, because then there'll be people arguing me. Why would you say that? I'm just saying it. I'm saying it, and, why would you say that about them, they would say, and I don't want to get into argument about it. That's it. I've made the determination. A lot of these people say things that are really go beyond anything I just said by calling them weak. And it also worked well with the possibility, really, of calling it 4 weeks as in time, because that is the initial time frame that Donald Trump, our president, said that we would the war in Iran would be over, that it would only take 4 weeks. And then he recently kind of has said, no, that's not true. It's going to take longer because there's a lot of stuff. It's got to be because he wants to pick the next guy running it, or woman. That won't happen. It'll be the next guy running it. And he just wants to be on top of that. So it's going to take longer. He's going to have to go there. He's going to have to interview people, really chat them up. Unbelievable. It's just un-fucking-leavable. The war in Iraq, now the war in Iran, all over a continent. It's just an old joke of mine, and worked better. Look, the joke being we invaded. We knew that really the one we should be invading was Iran, but we ended up going into Iraq because we made a mistake and we fucked up our consonants, something like that. It's not even important. I'm just stunned that I woke up on a Saturday fucking morning. First off, you don't go to war on Saturday unless you're attacked, okay? You don't do it, all right? It's the weekend, all right? It's if you're a Seventh-day Adventist, it's an important day. For Jews, it's an important day. For a number of religions, Sundays, it's the weekend. More important than the religions, it's the fucking weekend. All right? And people have fucking shit to do, and it's their time off. And if you're not going to at least make it possible to live in this country on an income that you could live in other countries on, and that here you actually end up being poor, fuck you for taking away somebody's break, okay? So that you can do whatever the fuck you think you're doing. Yeah, but we're gonna go out of the work. It's unbelievable what occurred there. Extraordinary. Yeah, but I mean, it's you didn't want to get rid of the Ayatollah. No, I think it's important to get rid of the Ayatollah. I've said time and again, you want to get rid of these people? You wanted to get rid of Saddam Hussein? That's why we have a CIA, don't we? That's what we used to have them for, but they probably fired 90% of them because they were, one way or another, weren't collecting Trump postcards or playing cards or whatever the fuck. And I think that people sneak in there. This is the way it should be done. There's the Ayatollah. There's a meeting. There's something's happening. He's out in the streets. Blow dart, quick, right in the neck, up, down. He's down. Karari, I think, is the name. And the fact that I remember that and can't remember 90% of what's going on in the world, but I remember that poison that would bring down, I think, elephants, buffalo, big fucking, not buffalo, what the fuck? Water buffalo, you idiot. Slap. Karari, I remember, but not water buffalo. So, that instead we're going to go in there, we're going to blow things up. We don't tell anybody around there. Maybe we did, I don't know, because It's impossible to tell why we're in there outside of killing him. What were the objectives? It's been asked over and over and over fuck again. Huh? Where the fuck do I live? You want to do this attack, then as soon as you do it, there's got to be somebody out front. If it's not you and not typing away on your Truth fucking Social, somebody explaining what the fuck are we doing there? What about Peter Hedgehog? Huh? Get him out front. But he says it's going to take 8 weeks, that's all. It just needs some extra time. There are a few things we got to tie up. You know, he gets so pumped up for these things. You know, God damn it. This is lunacy on levels I have never ever imagined. Okay? Nope, this is lunacy. I don't care. There's no argument. There's no discussion anymore. Okay? He's already done one thing after another. You go, wow, he did that? That's great. What? He's doing this? That's great. What? And now war. Why would I be shocked? Everybody was saying there was a drumbeat out there. I missed it. I thought he was putting those boats out there, as I said last week. I thought he was putting them out there to, rattle the Iranians. No, we're out there going to blow shit up. Mm-hmm. And we lost a few people. Well, that's what happens in war. You know, you lose some people. They get the level of disingenuousness when they talk about this. Him and Hedgehog, it's beyond belief. And that in part makes them weak. Okay? Weak in the sense that they don't put the time and the energy and the effort into explaining what the fuck they're doing, why they're doing it, and to have more to say about those who were lost. Jesus Christ, lost to put it. What an idiot I am. Those who basically die to ensure the fact that the Ayatollah is gone. Well, they're going to pick his son. They said, well, you can't pick a son. No, because our president needs to pick who's next. That son is a weakling. That's what the president said. How does he even know? Huh? It's just too much. Mug from the Kurt Vonnegut. It's Kurt Vonnegut's mug. There he is. It's the kind of thing that would send him round the bend. Okay? If you've not read Slaughterhouse-Five about war, it's truly one of the great ones. Take a moment, take your time, and take a look at it. Just too much. Really too fucking much. So I'm performing in Canada that Saturday in which this happens. And I guess it happens on a Friday night or whatever, but I wake up, turn the TV on, this is going on, and I'm in Canada. I'm on my way to perform in Canada. In London, Ontario. I performed there before, and I'm excited to return there now because it's just, as a comic who does the kind of material I do, I don't have to listen to people whining. These people are already watching this for years and know that we are bullshit fucking loony, crazy, you know. They know who all the players are, probably better than we do, okay? Because they watch it more closely than we do. Why? Because it's like watching a show, a great streaming show. If you're not involved in it, you know, it's just he said for the 30th time, idiot. But I arrived there and I go on stage and. I said, it's true that this is what I basically said at the beginning of the act was Comedy 101 does not prepare you to perform on the evening after in another country, on the evening after your country, my country, has invaded another country. No preparation whatsoever. No joke for it, except that joke. which they laughed at. Why? Because they get it. Here, there'd be people going, well, maybe we had to, you shouldn't really maybe make a joke about that because people, were put in harm's way, and it was really important for us to go in there and take him out, and otherwise we were going to have a nuclear, we were going to have, Saddam had nukes, everybody got nukes. Fuck you. God, to live through this shit over again. And some guy my fucking age, really, declaring war. Son of a bitch. And Congress, given the opportunity to finally, say, no, enough's fucking enough. Okay? You've gone over one bridge too far. Okay? We're going to have to slap you and get you on track again because you've got no shame at all. Because you do not. It's advise and consent, asshole. It might have been different if you'd gone there, chatted them up, talked to them, said, what do you think? Not even that. Well, that's not what we do. Because, the Democrats didn't have to do it. Because nobody who's the president, it literally is not the power of the president. Okay? No. Bullshit. It's got to be voted on, and nobody wants the war. Nobody. Nobody. There are people who want it, like 30% or some shit, maybe 40%. I don't give a shit. It's not popular. I don't understand popular wars. Boy, that was the most popular war ever. Just extraordinary. In that fucking Congress. Okay, 218 to 212. Been voting along party lines in the Senate, I believe. And fuck you. Fuck you. We don't want to stop him. When do you? All right? He's crossed every bridge. Okay? And then he don't even give a shit. He believes he walks on water. And he certainly did this time. Unbelievable. No one there, no one, the House of Representatives, the Senate, nothing. Weak! Just weak. Followed by the high point story is Kristi Noem, who I'd watch blither away and be nasty, just nasty. To those who were questioning there in Congress. And, but we can't really, the Department of Homeland Security, finally, a couple of Republicans slapping back. Why? Because she's the centerpiece of the ads, right? God knows what the makeup artist cost. What the makeup artist cost for the head of the Department of Homeland Security is anybody fucking home. Jesus Christ. $220 million in ads to convince us of something that apparently we were already convinced of, which is, because he won. And he won on a big thing, which is, that immigration, we should not have... there should not be illegal folks who illegally came into the country. Nope. But really, it was basically about the criminals and those folks who apparently were let out of the jails and stuff. Oh, boy. And who were just, maybe that's what we should do. I think I've said this. I can't remember, but if I said this or not, but those... Well, instead of it's a good idea. Maybe we should take those in our countries who are those in our country, Jesus, Lewis, who are hardened criminals, and tell them that they will not have to, be locked up incarcerated. They can be freed if they go to another country and they go there and hide out and they can run around, or they can ask for political asylum. Why not? If you're going to do that, if you're going to believe that is what's happening to us, do it to other countries. Well, so she sat there and fucking was just about as nasty as she could be. $220 million she spent on that advertising campaign to convince us of what already people were convinced of. I will repeat it again. A number of people were convinced of. And $140 million the budget that went to making that was put into the pockets of the folks that worked on her campaign. All of this is happening throughout the entire administration, and it is, all right? And it certainly happens in terms of a lot of congressmen, and it happens throughout our political system. But on this level, really impressive. And we can go through what the president has done in terms of, but I'm not doing that today because he's got a rough week, and he doesn't need to worry about what's being said about him. He needs to fucking focus and get our asses out of there as quickly as fucking possible. So, Kristi Noem, weak? Yeah, weak. Why? Beating up on people she shouldn't be beating up on. Being nasty for reasons she shouldn't be being nasty. And without one empathetic bone in her fucking body. Even they brought up the killing of her dog. It takes a weak person to kill a dog, I think. Beyond weak, psychopathic. There's more, and I can't think of it. I'm going to leave you with this, though. I'll leave you with this and thoughts and prayers that this war ends really quickly, because this is as stupid as it gets. No tax on overtime rule isn't what some workers expected, oddly fucking enough. Eric Schweitzer has come to count on the annual fire season. It's during those summer months when millions of acres of forest across the western United States burn, and that he can put in long hours in the Forest Service base in Missoula, Montana, where he works. The overtime he earns loading flame retardant onto airplanes helps carry him through the winter, when he and other seasonal workers are laid off until the next year. You're always chasing that overtime through the summer, which I'm recognizing is not a great habit, but that's where you make your money when it's fire season, said Mr. Schweitzer. He's 37. So he said he and his colleagues were excited about the prospect of President Trump's promise of no tax on overtime. But as he sat down this year to do his taxes, he was surprised to see that much of the overtime he made would still be taxed under the law Republicans passed last year. Did you hear that? He was surprised to see that much of the overtime he made would still be taxed. When you hear no tax on overtime, it's like, oh yeah, sweet, because a lot of my paycheck is overtime in the summer. But it was a lot smaller than I was expecting. But I can't complain too much. I'll take any deduction I can. Did you listen to that, Elon Musk? Did you listen to that, President Trump? Did you listen to that? All of you out there who the big, beautiful bill gave a ton of money back to, someone who works his ass off and has to kill himself to make the money he needs to make during the summer to last him all year. As the humility, and that's what it is. You can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. But the rest of them can. Mr. Eric Schweitzer. The rest of them can. And you certainly can. Despite Mr. Trump's no tax branding, overtime pay is still subject to taxes, including payroll taxes and potentially state taxes. Some people who work overtime won't be able to claim the tax break at all. I can't even go on reading it. It's unbelievable. And every time he jabbered it the other night. I gave back that money, overtime. Tips, everything, boy. I'm just throwing money back at you. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching Medicare. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep Social Security. I'm just keeping everything. Oh, that's enough. It's another fucking, and God knows it's a Saturday morning. God knows what I'm going to wake up to, or we're going to wake up to. Sorry to take it as just personally. I know a lot of you are fucking going through it. It's just fucking... It's like too many mental push-ups, 1 billion every week. So hopefully our brains are growing stronger from it, but I don't think so. All I know is it's been a privilege and a pleasure spending time with you, and I can't thank you enough for those of you who came out to see me in Battle Creek and in London, Ontario. Both audiences spectacular, and I really mean it. It was really great. The folks it was really nice. I can't thank the folks enough in both those cities for their kind words, and I can't thank Canada enough for having a sense of humor that doesn't take sides, because they know there's only one side, and they know that side is the side you take is you laugh at what's stupid. And we're as dumb as it gets. Take care of each other. I think you'll enjoy the rants that I've gotten out there this week, and that they're really wonderfully written. And they get better each week. And thanks again for spending time with me. It means a lot. It truly does. From a hockey dad from Wisconsin. Hello, Mr. Black. Thank you and all your comedic brothers and sisters and all my fellow ranters who stave off the darkness of the times we are living in with laughter. How would you like it? How would you like it if your daughter, sister, mother, aunt worked her ass off, trained for years, got better and better, followed her dreams, finally got to the big stage, the big time, going up against the best in the world, won, and won again, finally reached the top of the mountain, the apex, defeating another team as equally talented in a thrilling game in overtime, only to be ridiculed, to be told your accomplishments are not equal to the men's team, to be honored, but only as an afterthought. Oh, I guess we'll invite them too. Not because they played for their country, but because I'll get bad press if we don't. I have a challenge for all those tough, alpha, MAGA dads out there. When you tuck your daughters in tonight, tell them all their dreams are silly. Tell them their goals and future plans are unattainable. College, a job, a career. Oh, don't be ridiculous. Tell them where you think their place should be. Go ahead. I dare you. Signed, a proud father of 2 fierce daughters, whom I regret to inform you aren't going to take shit from anyone and are currently crushing it. Thank you, Hockey Dad. We should censor your name, but I really appreciate it. From BB, why do people ask us for money for Gaza when they're surrounded by the richest countries on the face of the earth? Let's send all our money for medical supplies and food to Ukraine. They don't have any oil-rich sheiks to back them up. And send them all the J6ers do. If they want to fight for democracy, there's a good one. Thank you, BB. I'm sure we'll be hearing from a number of people about that. It tends to inflame folks. But they will be missing the point there, which has to do with, okay, forget it. From Landon Sermans. Hey, Lewis, I have no idea if you'll ever read this on one of your rantcasts or ever, but fuck it. I'm going to do it anyway, since I came this far. And for those of you out there, just write it. Don't worry about it. Whether it's read or not read, and you get it out there. It's off your chest. Someone in the universe hears it. First, let me point out by saying I am politically neutral and didn't vote in the 2024 election. The reason I didn't vote is because I knew we were fucked either way we went. For example, if Harris had won, most likely, we'd have had another riot on the Capitol, but far worse than the one back in 2021. However, despite being politically neutral, I do have an opinion. In my opinion, Donald Trump is the biggest fucking moron on the goddamn planet. What's even worse is a large majority of people believe all the shit that comes out of his mouth. My own mother being one of them. What's even worse is that his administration cut funding to autism research, which I'm on the spectrum, by the way. But on the very mild part of the spectrum. Not only that, but RFK wants to put anyone on the spectrum on a fucking registry. Have people forgotten what happened before in history back in Germany in the 1940s? I shared this with my mother, and she thinks it's not going to be like that at all. I'd like to see her still think that after people take me and my gay brother away in a van with no windows. Plus, everything that's going on with Donald Trump and ICE reminds me of the bad guys from the movie V for Vendetta. That wasn't just a movie, it was a fucking warning. Personally, I'd rather deal with the petty and ridiculous bullshit that goes on Twitter every day than deal with Trump. In the plus column, though, thank you very much for making me laugh all these years. Don't stop being hilarious. I think I have, but thank you very much. Thank you, Landon. God. It's just, wow. Chuck Mason, maybe he saw this, I guess. Hey, lady, you want to know why your 13-year-old daughter doesn't seem to listen to you or respect you? Perhaps it's because you drag her out of the house on a Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. just so she could help you plug up the aisle at the meat counter while you handled and compared every one of the 20 packages of thick-cut pork chops. Then, because you couldn't decide which of the two finalists to purchase, you held them up for her to critique, while she, with an abandoned dog look in her dead brown eyes, stared over your shoulder at the gathering crowd of meat shoppers you were inconveniencing. My guess is she will spend the remainder of her weekend sobbing in her room, clutching her favorite stuffed animal from her younger days. Either that or shooting up heroin to escape the pain. Whew. All right, Chuck. You were out early shopping. Thank you for sharing. Matthew White sent this in from his son, who's 17. Let me tell you of my eternal undying hatred for Corn Flakes. It's a cereal that offers absolutely nothing. First off, it tastes like shit. I don't know what I was expecting, corn mush and milk, because it tastes like shit from a horse's ass. And they want you to add sugar to it. I'm not adding sugar to my cereal. I paid you $5 for this box of vegan dog food. I'm not turning around and adding my own sugar to it. I don't have that screwed McFuck money. I'm not adding my own sugar to it. And then I'm like, okay, it tastes horrible. So maybe, just maybe, it's healthy for me. You know, a complete breakfast. No protein. No fiber, no vitamins or minerals. Just carbs. What a great fucking way to start my day. Spiking my blood sugar and my blood pressure because I'm so pissed at this fat load of shit staring back at me. And maybe if it could stay in flake form, I wouldn't be as mad. But it can't. By the time my spoon touches the bowl, it is nothing but a bowl of soggy, dead dreams. If I wanted to eat grits, I would just make them. But the pretentious bastards at Kellogg's just assumed I wanted cornmeal slop, so they decided to give their cereal the same structural integrity as an incest family. You know, Cornelius Van Kellogg, or whoever that cock virgin is. Look that up. He really was a cuck virgin. He invented Corn Flakes to stop his patients from masturbating. And let me tell you, I don't want to jerk off after eating a bowl of Corn Flakes, because I'm already so tired of getting fucked. Screw you, Corn Flakes. May you forever burn in hell. Matthew, I wish you'd sent your son's name in, but thank you for sending that by. Thank you. Thanks for sending it in. Sending it by. Didn't come by in a boat, Louis, you idiot. From Kristi Wintler. Hello, Mr. Black. I have a big old bone to pick with blue neon signs. Anyone who has ever beheld one with their own set of squinting, strained peepers will agree with me. I mean, seriously, what moose nut, jangling motherfucker thought that blue neon signs were a good idea? Actually, I rephrase. Dark blue neon signs are the work of Satan's helpers. If the shade of blue in question is bright or light, like teal or a baby blue, that's acceptable. However, if the sign is written in letters like actual letters that we were supposedly taught how to read back in grade school, and the color of the neon light falls within the category of lapis goddamn lazuli, good luck pronouncing that 5 times fast, lapis lazuli, or similar, then that sign is no longer usable. In fact, it is a waste of time, effort, energy. Whatever went into producing it. I mean, you're driving past this dark blue fucking neon sign. It's just above the speed limit, and you were trying to read what it says because isn't that the fucking point of advertising? But the problem is you can't read it. It's too fucking blurry. The letters all blend into each other instead of standing out loudly and proudly, as they should, like a line of Vegas's best drag queens. Now, don't get me wrong, dark blue colors can absolutely be used for neon signs and should, but just for logos and decorations and such. Perhaps one day, if we are lucky, some rocket scientist bored out of his or her ass somewhere will soon discover a way to make dark blue neon signs somewhat visible and readable to our eyes in the dead of night. But before that happy day, perhaps the CEO chuckling motherfucks should take that money that would be used for such neon signs and donate it to a charitable cause instead. That would make the world a better place. I have a similar bone to pick with unreadable billboards. I think the phrase unreadable billboards fucking speaks for itself. Again, you're driving down the road and you're looking for a meal to keep you alive for the next couple of hours. You come across a sign for a restaurant, but it is so goddamned unreadable that you didn't even know it. In the split second you had to look at it, you assumed that it was an ad for your local sex shop instead. The last time I checked, you can't eat a dildo. Companies have to pay attention to little details like that. For example, the size font for billboards should not be 12. You shouldn't have to double up on your glasses just to make out the words being presented before you. Well, I have never seen a dark blue sign, Christine, and wow, it has certainly got you pissed. That's amazing. Dark blue neon. Wow. James Bertolone is quite simple. Quite simply put, direct to the point. Only in America do working people vote against decent wages, free health care, unions, and retirement one can live on because rich people tell them to. Seems like a special kind of stupid now, doesn't it? One more from James. In democracies considered inferior to ours, Brazil and South Korea, the leaders tried to overthrow democracy and stay in power. One has received 27 years in prison, and the other, life in prison. It does not seem to be too smart that we put our president back in office for the same thing. Now, does it? Does it? James, appreciated. Bamby Vargo. I understand this one. This morning I made my 5-year visit for a colonoscopy. Unfortunately, I'm on the 5-year plan because my dad had colon cancer. A sweet young nurse greeted me with, "How's it going?" I wanted to say, "How do you think it's going?" I have not eaten in 41 hours. I have not had anything to drink in 16 hours. I have been shitting like a duck for 14 hours, and my asshole is sore. And now you're going to shove a tube up my ass? How do you think it is going? Bambi, thank you. But the shot was good, wasn't it? That sleep. It's truly painful up till then. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Aha, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.